What is up, everybody? My name is BobaTalks, and today I'm here to give you my breakdown / review of the trailer / promo for the winter finale episode that comes out next week, entitled The Gentle Art of Making Enemies. Now, this promo is only around 30 seconds long, and knowing my luck, there probably will be an extended version of it released later this week, or knowing my luck tonight, I don't know. But either way, I thought I would add the additional photos that have been released out there of the episode to sort of emphasize the points I'm making in this trailer, because the photos aren't necessarily in this trailer, but they are of similar scenes. But overall, this trailer looks absolutely awesome. It really does have me hyped for next week's episode. It just looks incredible. So as usual, guys, I'm going to play the trailer. Go ahead and watch it, and then let's break it down.
There's a very fine line between justice and vengeance. The man that you become, you're going to be all right on your own.
I will see you again.
What do you say, Bruce? Wanna have some fun?
Okay, so I have to say at the beginning of this trailer, I'm really happy with the music. And I know I'm talking about the music first, but it really does remind me of the Dark Knight film, which any of the Christopher Nolan films actually, you know, where it just goes. They really have mimicked that kind of theme while sort of, you know, making it a little bit higher pitched and changed. It really does remind me of the Christopher Nolan Batman theme. But this promo instantly picks off from where we left the previous episode with the city in darkness. And don't forget that Jerome said in his broadcast to the whole of Gotham City, you know, do what you want, you can kill who you want. So a lot of people who possibly might not even obviously be in the cult of Jerome might be going out rioting and doing all kinds of crazy anarchy related things that truly turns Gotham into a fallen city. Now, before any of you say that this next image is, you know, Ace Chemicals or, you know, Kane Chemicals or somewhere like that, I really don't think it is. But what I will say, it definitely doesn't look like it's anywhere, you know, to do with the carnival. So this could mean that Jerome does take Bruce, you know, somewhere else, because, I mean, you do see the entrance there with the little clown face. And just to back up my point on how this isn't like a chemical plant or anything like that, before any of you say that it is, I have done a bit of digging, and one of the extras who played a Cult of Jerome fanatic has actually uploaded pictures of this very place and hashtagged it Water Tower, hashtag behind the scenes Gotham. So it honestly just does look like it's a water tower and stuff like that, even though it does kind of give that nod to sort of like an Ace Chemical sort of looking place. But yeah, ultimately for this photo, I'm pretty convinced that it is just water towers, and Jerome has just used this area as another stage of his plan. So in the next couple of photos, we get a look at Wayne Manor, but as well as Bruce saying to Alfred that he will see him again, like with a really, you know, furious sort of emotional face. And then there's Alfred looking just so concerned for Bruce. And this is where I'm going to use one of the photos I mentioned that aren't actually in the trailer to give a bit more context to it. We see that Jerome is in Wayne Manor here, and I'm guessing that this is around the similar time. As you can see between the photos, one photo is a lot brighter. You can tell that it is sort of daytime, but in the previous photo that I just mentioned, it seems to be evening. So I'm not sure if Jerome comes there and gives Bruce a bit of time to decide, you know, what he has to do. It does seem to be the evening, so maybe Bruce does feel forced to go to this carnival. But also in reference to what Alfred said at the beginning of the trailer, I do believe it was quite cleverly edited. Towards the end of what Alfred says in the beginning of the trailer, he says, you know, the man you become, are you going to be all right on your own? I think that when they edited this trailer, just like they have done with previous trailers, they almost make it seem that it is the flow of one conversation, but I do honestly believe that Alfred is saying two different things here at two different conversations in the episode, because it definitely does sound like it's blended in nicely saying, are you going to be all right on your own, because he knows that he can't go along with Bruce to the carnival. But let me know what you think Alfred meant by how it's a very fine line between justice and vengeance. Could he be talking from the perspective that Jerome has already actually done something or killed somebody that is very close to Bruce in the show, and that's why Alfred is saying, you know, it's a very close line between justice and vengeance, and that's why Bruce feels like he has to go to the carnival to face off with Jerome and go through whatever he has planned for him. And that's when Alfred says, are you going to be alright on your own? Cleverly edited, because it makes it seem like when he says the man you're going to become, you're going to be on your own, but really I believe he is saying, are you going to be alright on your own? But I do get why they do that in trailers. It does make it seem a bit more cooler and, you know, cleverly put together. But what I will say is that Jerome looks absolutely wicked here, and he looks very crazy. I don't really know what they're doing with this costume. I mean, I wouldn't say it's exactly very Joker-esque. It does seem quite random, but it is said that Jerome will have quite a few costumes in this episode, which I'll get to a bit later. But yet again, in Joker spirit, he is known for his very dramatic costumes. And in the background there, you can see a couple of Jerome fanatics. And before any of you say it, that one on the left, I mean, I guess you could read that as a nod to Harley Quinn, but I mean, I'm not going to look at it as anything more than a Cult of Jerome member, because she's not going to be Harley Quinn. But here we get our first glimpse at the carnival, and I'm really glad that they're taking elements out of the Killing Joke, as well as many other stories in the Batman mythos. And here we can see that Bruce got led to this carnival with, a bag over his head. So, I mean, this does make me think, was he given a choice to sort of go to somebody so then they take him to the carnival with that bag on his head, or was he actually taken from Wayne Manor and kidnapped, with the bag on his head, and then he arrives at the carnival? Let me know what you think, guys, because these are two sort of conflicting ideas that I have. I mean, I'm very confident that Jerome just obviously wants Bruce to go to the carnival. That is why he's saying to Alfred, I will see you again. But moving on to the next image, we get to see Jerome with the same costume on, but we see that he's wearing the hat, and this is very similar to the Killing Joke hat that the Joker wore in the Killing Joke. Now, in the Killing Joke, the hat is different. It's more of like a creamy with a black sort of ribbon around it. And in, obviously, Gotham, they've gone with sort of a greeny kind of hat, but with a red ribbon around it. And as I said, guys, they're taking elements from these stories. They're not exactly copying word for word and plot for plot what is going to happen or in the Killing Joke, or for that matter, any other story that they do sort of reference. Because otherwise, we would know exactly what is going to happen. So that leaves a bit of excitement how, they're taking these elements. The fans can appreciate that through seeing that on screen and implementing it into the new stories of Gotham, but also with a new twist and a new change on it. That's the one thing I absolutely love about Gotham. Because also in this whole carnival thing and how it mirrors the Killing Joke, I don't think it's obviously not going to be like for Gordon or anything like that in the Killing Joke. This is going to be sort of Jerome putting Bruce through his lengths and steps that Jerome has planned for him. But there's subtle yet new and refreshing changes from the Killing Joke, which I really, really like the idea of. Now, talking about stage presence, like in my review that I said yesterday, Jerome, said when he was looking at Dwight, when he was talking to the whole of Gotham City, saying how about the Night of the Awakening is coming, Jerome stated that he has no charisma or no stage presence, and that's because Jerome has got all of that himself. And he truly can be a judge of character with that. I mean, look at Jerome right here. If you look back to the promo, you can see just how he flares left and right and he swings with all that Joker charisma. You're almost awestruck at the same time as you are sort of fearing him if he was there in real life. He really does have that dramatic flair, and I can't wait to see that in this episode. Now, as for what they're doing with this canon, I would love to know what your ideas are about it. I mean, you can see Jerome lighting it here. Perhaps he's got Bruce in the canon. That would be very interesting, but I can't say for sure. It could just be a bomb, but I do think something explosive is going to happen. And also behind Jerome here, I'm not sure if this is like a very, very slight nod to Harley Quinn, but here you can see like the Harley Quinn diamond sort of shape that she has often emblemed on her clothes or tattooed on her skin. I know it is just honestly like a sideways diamond, but at the same time, everything in shows is done pretty deliberately, so I'm sure this wasn't just an overseen coincidence. Now, stepping away from Jerome for a little bit, we can see that Tabitha is basically choking Penguin. So honestly, everything in this episode is wrapping up to an end with the whole Penguin and Enigma sort of story arc. It is all going to come to an explosive finish. And here you can see Enigma looking at probably Oswald, and I'm thinking this is most likely when he's confronting him and he might be explaining to Oswald why this is all happening, how he feels, and why he's just doing this to his once good friend. But now stepping back to Jerome, I love this tease we get at the end of the promo. It looks absolutely insane. Honestly, you may be wondering why I'm, really excited for a couple of seconds clip. It's just because, I mean, I know we saw this costume a couple of seconds ago in the other photos, but here we see that Jerome has got another costume change. He's got a gun, but guess who else is there? We can see from the mirrors in the background that it is Bruce. But another really, really interesting reference, just like I said earlier, with how Gotham, gives nods and takes elements from other stories from the Batman universe, is how this very similar thing happened in Batman The Dark Knight Returns. In where in a few scenes in that film or comic, it depends if you've seen the animation or not, the Batman and Joker sort of go into a room of mirrors, and they're obviously taking that from this. But this does honestly seem like it's going to be a face-off. I would love to know what your thoughts are. Do you think that this is going to get physical? Do you reckon we're going to see a bit of Bruce's training implemented into a bit of sort of a wrestle with the Joker, or Jerome for what he's called now still? But things do look very serious in this moment. It really does look like something very heavy is going to go down. It wouldn't surprise me if that gun that Jerome has on Bruce right there is just going to pop out with a flag saying bang, and that would be very, very, very cool. I love the flower that Jerome's got. That's very Joker as well. How it would even be much cooler if that squirted out some kind of acid or some kind of substance that is harmful. I mean, if we got all those nods, then, I mean, how couldn't he be the Joker? But I just hope, above everything else, that this doesn't end in Jerome's demise. And also from another photo that David Mazouz actually posted, we see that he has been through quite a fair bit. Now, this is from that same scene with the mirrors, but you can see how Jerome, or one of the cult members most likely, has put, you know, the blood or lipstick on Bruce's mouth, and he's got some white powder, what it seems, on his face. So it looks like at this point of the episode, which is most likely near the end, Bruce has been through a great, great ordeal. And it seems that this whole carnival and staging scene that Jerome is setting up for Bruce definitely does put Bruce through his paces on all the different stages that Jerome has got planned for him. But overall, guys, let me know what you thought of this promo. I thought it was seriously just absolutely breathtaking and insane. I really hope they do drop an extended trailer before next week's episode. If they do, I'll be sure to cover it, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you don't miss out on that. But ultimately, let me know what you thought of this in the comments below, and let me know what you thought about what I said about the promo in the comments below. But as always, everybody, please leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. And if you aren't subscribed to this channel already, maybe even consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Gotham. I just want to thank everybody for all your support. It's been absolutely insane recently. I am still planning to make a 2,000 subscriber special video. But since then, we've gone up like 400 subscribers. So we're already approaching 2,500 subscribers. So this is just absolutely great, guys. I love making these videos, and I just hope that you continue to enjoy them as well. But as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.